Hi all, Andy here and welcome along to part 2 of the 2023 Audi TT Mark 1 event review video. Yes, this is part 2, so if you have missed part 1, then I suggest you click the link above so you can check out that video first. And stay tuned to this video for chats with fellow YouTubers Dom from the Parrott Bros, Stephen Harper and Wayne from the Zimbabwean channel. So sit back, grab some popcorn and let's take a look back at 2023 for the Audi TT Mark 1. Before we start, a massive thank you to every single one of you out there that likes my content and subscribes to the channel. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm and it allows the channel to grow and reach so many more people. This year I've reached the magical figure of 5,000 subscribers, which was amazing, so thanks so much to every single one of you out there. Without your ongoing support for the channel, none of this would be possible, and I personally want to thank each and every one of you that has contributed in some way to the Andy Charger channel and keeping it going. Every super thanks and donation gets pumped straight back into the channel for more content, and it is very much appreciated. Rolling on to July, and things on the show circuit were really starting to heat up. On the 9th of July, Car Chris, Dom and myself hosted an event at the Stag in Kent. Now this is a new motoring themed venue and it attracted some fabulous cars despite the weather. We hope to return to this venue again in 2024 and fingers crossed the rain stays away next time. A lot of non-standard cars present with Votex kits, rear spoiler delete and unusual colours throughout. Despite the rain, there are lots of Quattro Sports and 3.2s on display, which is fairly unusual as we're normally overrun with the great 225s. A very rare white 3.2 coupe also made an appearance, which is a real joy to see in the flesh. 1 week later, and many of us convoyed up to Leicestershire to the Vorsprung show, which was heralded as the return of Audis in the Park. While it was great to see everyone, the venue was not as well attended as had been hoped, despite some cracking cars on display, and the host has since decided to cancel all future events. A sad day, but one that we can totally understand. Videos of the Stag and Vorsprung can be found in this video description. This great collection of Mark 1s was the Audi TT Mark 1 community and forum group and was probably the best supported Mark 1 stand on the day and hosted by Dom Parrott. Speaking of which, let's catch up with Dom now to get his take on the year. Hi Dom, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, very good. What a year it's been, eh?
Oh, it has been manic. Absolutely manic. I don't know where it's gone, to be fair. I mean, we're at the end of December now, aren't we? It's chaos.
What would you say has been your highlight of the year?
Oh, it's a tough one, you know. I think it's hard because we've had so much. I mean, I love the Ockham bikes meets. Nice, casual, turn up, breakfast, chat. Get to look at so many cars, speak to so many people in, 4 hours, 5 hours? The only thing I don't like with that one is the travel because the motorway is dreadful at lunchtime. But besides that, no, I think that's probably the highlight was those sort of the casual breakfast meets we do.
Yeah, I think there's been quite a few of those this year and they're really well attended. But I think there's also seems to be a much wider spread of events, maybe ones that we don't go to because of the location around the country. But there definitely seems to be more TT events going on than maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say it's definitely been more meets like we've been to less of them, I feel, this year, but there's been a lot more, and there's a lot more, we'll call them breakout groups, you know, like just small groups of in area, like the Yorkshire lads and all that kind of stuff, where they meet more regularly because it's more suited to them because it's local or whatever, and it's great to see. And then when we have the bigger stuff, you get the mass.
Yeah, it's great to get everyone together, but like you say, to keep the scene invigorated, those local meets are fantastic. So what have you got going on with cars at the moment then? So what cars do you currently own? Are you allowed to reveal that with us?
Yeah. I've still got the convertible. I need to do a timing belt on it. Then I'm going to take it for mapping. Well, take it for a rolling road, see what it produces. See, it left the factory at 150. Does it still have most of that? And then maybe we'll do a little map. I don't want to do anything to it. I want it completely stopped. But I want to see what a map can get on a 150 because apparently they're detuned 180s. So you should be able to go from 150 to over 200, just 210-ish. So you'll be able to gain, do you know what I mean, like 35% straight away just from a remap, no additional bolt-ons. So that'll be nice. And then the Forge one is currently in bits at the moment because I've decided to do like loads of winter projects all at once. Nothing going on in December, beginning of Jan. So I thought I'll do Warm F injection, which is like carpet out, running it all interior, mounting it and stuff.
So what would you say you've got coming up for next year, or what have you got in the pipeline you can share with us?
So for me, I am going to try and do more getting out there and doing bits rather than... Because next year, I'll be honest, there's not that many shows. Because obviously Vorsprung / Audi's in the Park is no more. I mean, the only two shows that I know of, apart from your trip to Belgium, and obviously when we go to the Ring, is there's literally just Simply Audi at Bewley, and that is it all German at Goodwood in October.
The German car show, yeah.
So apart from like non-specific Audi, there's obviously loads of shows, but I'm going to try and do more trips and like little breakfast meets, or like I'm heading to here. Should we all meet there for a bun and a chat for 3 hours? You know what I mean?
Well, that sounds like you've got plenty on your plate for next year. One thing I'm going to ask you, if I ask you to pluck a number out of the air now, how many cars do you think will pass through your mitts between now and December of next year?
Oh, goodness.
TTs.
I reckon I could foresee another 2 or 3 for the channel.
I'm going to go with 4. I reckon you're going to have 4 different TTs between now and next December. Well, I think I would like to say on behalf of the whole of the Mark 1 TT community, thanks for everything you do. Because I think without you in the scene, you and Bryn, showing us your expertise and the projects, I think there would be a lot less people involved in it. So thanks for all you do.
And
I want to wish you a happy new year, and I look forward to doing loads of projects with you next year.
Oh, mate, I appreciate it. I look forward to it too. And again, mate, without you, you've been the driving force behind quite a lot of getting out and doing bits and online chats and all that kind of stuff. To be honest, I mean, me and Bryn, we create content, but it's kind of at our own leisure, and we might miss a few weeks and all that kind of stuff. But you've been pretty constant throughout the year with arranging stuff and getting people together and doing their lives and that, mate. So round of applause for Andy, everyone.
No, I really appreciate that coming from you, mate. That means an awful lot. So thank you very much. So you have a great new year, and I will see you the other side of Christmas.
Yes, mate. Nice one.
Take care.
Bye, mate.
On to August, and I finally decided to take on the job everyone recommended doing on the 1.8T engine, and that is the pickup pipe replacement. I was pleasantly surprised by the condition of the existing pipe, but it gives me total peace of mind to do this. If you want to see a beginner's guide on how to do this yourself and change the pickup pipe, please follow the link in this video description where you'll see me undertake that job. August also saw several shows around the entire country, including the Dumfries Motor Show, which saw many of our friends north of the border attending. The TT Owners Club also held Event 23 at Silverstone. And another event of the JD Classics in Chelmsford took place, and this one I did manage to attend, and it's a great venue to look at lots of old classic cars. When this particular event appears on the 2024 calendars, I highly recommend getting your name down to attend. Before we start on September, why don't we catch up with Stephen Harper from Ireland?
Hey Andy, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all good. How's your year been?
I can't believe we're actually doing this again, because it actually only felt like last week that we actually said from last year Yeah, as you can see in all the videos, there's always stuff happening in the garage, so that's good as well.
Yeah. How is that TT right now?
Currently, there is a small problem, and hopefully someone can tell me what it is. Every time I lock or unlock the car, the windows drop probably about an inch, or maybe they might be all the way up, and you close the doors and they just drop an inch.
Yeah, I think most faults tend to be the windows don't drop, not that they drop by an inch. That's a very strange one.
Yeah, so if you lock the car, sometimes the windows could drop all the way down, or other times you get into the car, you close the doors, and just instantly just drop an inch on both sides.
Okay, well, there you go. If you know why Stephen's windows are dropping by an inch, put an answer in the comments tonight. So what have you got planned for next year with the car then, other than fixing the windows?
Well, I've definitely got to fix the windows because that's driving me mad. Yeah, the gearbox seal that drives the rear gearbox. So it's the ox out of the front gearbox that powers the power shaft going towards the back. It's leaking, so that has to be fixed. And I'm pretty sure that's exhaust out to get to, and then drop the whole prop shaft to get to that one seal. That seal is like £4, but to do it, it's probably like, if you're paid garage wages, it could be like, €200 or €300, like, because it's
crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of labour to solve a very small problem.
Yeah, and you can avoid doing it as long as you can, but obviously, like, if you're losing gearbox fluid, eventually it'll run dry. You can keep topping it up, but you don't know at what rate it's leaking at. So I think it's just better off just to fix it.
Exactly. So do you think we're going to be able to convince you to go to the UK at any point in the next year?
Yeah, so I was actually thinking about that recently, and I would love to do like Ockham bites or something, like literally just fly in, tell no one, just arrive. Like, even like if you had one TT and I borrow your second TT, or I come in sitting beside you and people are going, who's this weirdo like with the funny accent, and just arrive into a massive TT meet, because at the moment the biggest TT meet I've ever been to is 3 TTs. So
we need to solve that. We need to solve that. Great. But yeah, I just want to say, I know we haven't caught up as much this year as we have the year before, but we're going to change that for 2024, and we're going to have a lot more catch-ups and a lot more lives next year. So I just want to thank you for all your input on the TT scene in the last year. Have a great Christmas and New Year.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
So yeah, just want to say happy Christmas to you and all the viewers that are watching, and see what 2024 holds.
Thanks, Stephen. Take care.
Bye, Andy.
September can mean only one thing. Yep, it's the return of Quattrophenia. That's a show that's arranged by Carl, Chris, Dom and myself, and it takes in the traditional London to Brighton rally route. We decided this year to start at the Duke's Head in Crawley, and we got a great turnout of over 50 cars that made the journey down to the coast with us, where we enjoyed some great food, great views and some lovely beverages. In 2024 we will be making this an overnight event in Brighton, so the whole day is not so rushed, so keep your eyes peeled out for the date on that, so you too can come along and enjoy the fun. A video to this year's event can be found in the video description. October for me personally was a great month, starting off with another edition of the Ockham Bites meet at the A3 M25 junction, and we saw over 60 of you join us for breakfast in the woods in Surrey. As Dom touched on during our chat, what we really like about meets like Ockham Bites is it gives us a chance to just enjoy the cars, talk to like-minded people who share our passions and sometimes woes with these 20-year-old plus cars, and get to meet as many of you as possible in a chilled out surrounding. A few of the faces from this year's Ockham Bites can be seen here with their cars. Space is always at a premium here, but it's always a great meet. For 2024 we are looking for bigger venues to get everybody in. Our meet is documented in a link in this video description. At the end of October, I had the privilege of heading to Las Vegas, where I met Larry and he took me on a guided tour of the Strip in his Mark III Roadster. Now, there's not many better ways to see the Las Vegas Strip than in an open top car at night, and it was a truly amazing experience, and it's one I'm happy to share here on the channel, so please do check out that video in this video description. Before we take a look at November, let's catch up with one of the Audi TT Mark 1's newest YouTubers, Wayne from the Zimbabwean channel. Hi Wayne, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, Andy. Yourself?
Yeah, very good, very good. What a year it's been, hey?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely crazy this year for events and road trips and all sorts of wonderful things with the TT. So, yeah, it's been a good year, to be fair.
I mean, you've taken a much bigger role, I think, this year, because you've not only started the Zimbabwean channel, which I will leave a link to in the video description, but you've also been a big part of the Yorkshire TT group as well.
Yeah, it was brainchild of Darren Edwards, just due to the amount of cars we have. But yeah, it's really, really taken off this year. It's proved to be very popular, and we've had quite a really good following, and we've got plenty going on next year as well. So it's exciting times.
What's been your highlight of the year, do you think, Wayne?
I think two. Probably the Dumfries Motor Show, because it was just a lovely drive on the I can't remember what road it's called. I think it's the A180 or something like that. Myself and Adrian went across there. Just a beautiful drive, lovely backdrop. National speed limit, of course. Lots of twists and turns, so that was great fun. And the Vorsprung International, the best bit of that was probably, again, the route there with all the cars convoying. Was it 30 odd cars, if memory serves?
I think it was, yeah. Yeah, I think that was possibly my favourite convoy of the year. Not for the convoy itself, but as we prepared for it, we had that whole line of cars, like 30 Mark 1s in a line, and it just looked amazing. I mean, how often do you get to drive with a group of 31 Mark TTs in a row like that? It's just great.
Yeah, it is one of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities for some people, and it was really, really, really a sight to behold. So, yeah, 100% agreement with you there.
And you're new to the YouTube world this year with your great channel that you've started up, so Zimbabwe. Tell us a little bit about that and why you started it.
Yeah, it's been quite an interesting ride for me, doing the YouTube channel bit, and you don't appreciate just how much goes into it. But it was just more because when I was trying to find information on certain jobs that I was trying to do modifications, there wasn't anything out there. So I just thought, well, maybe if I just record it and somebody else can benefit from it. So it sort of started with the head units and just some little quirky things that not everybody wants to do to their cars, because some people want to keep them stock, of course, but for people who want that little bit of modern comfort. So that was the driver behind it, really. So it's been really good. I've enjoyed it so far. Some challenges, but yeah, it's been a nice journey. And again, obviously, with the support from yourselves, Dom, Stephen, Harper's very useful, Bryn, and Car Chris, of course, as well. And again, it's fantastic to see him back doing what he does best.
Welcome aboard, mate, and keep up the good work for next year. And if you want to check out Wayne's channel, I'm going to leave a link in this video description. So, Wayne, have a great Christmas and New Year, and I'm sure I'll see you at shows next year, mate.
You will do indeed. Have a good Christmas, Andy, and New Year. Speak to you soon.
In November, the event had still not dried up, with TT at the Tote being held at the A29 in Pulborough, with over 30 cars coming along to join us. Despite it being cold and wet, the sun shone brightly and it was great to see so many familiar faces. And of course, our end of season lunch finale with 30 TTs joining us for lunch at the Duke's Head. TT Meets TT has had a few episodes released this year, but I've not managed to film as many episodes as I would have liked due to time constraints. But if you would like to feature your car on the channel of TT Meets TT for 2024, then please do drop me an email at the address on screen now. I did, however, get to feature two cracking cars. Firstly was Gordon's 500 plus brake horsepower car, which has since moved south and has a new owner, and another transatlantic feature with Andrew Hageman's the Schlimmischlamper car with the gull-wing doors and a wicked wrap. Both episodes can be found in the link in this video description. Looking ahead to 2024, what is coming up? Well, we will definitely be heading back to the Nürburgring at some point, possibly in May or June, as I have got to complete at least one lap in my own car. So if you too want to come along and join our convoy, please keep an eye on the channel that will detail this trip. But before that, myself and several other UK based TTs are convoying over to Belgium on Friday the 12th of April on the 10:50 AM Eurotunnel train to spend the weekend in Ypres. Reason for this is we are organising the very first international TT event in Belgium, and it will be attended by TTs from France, Holland, UK, Germany and Belgium, amongst others. This meet is on Saturday the 13th of April from 11 AM at the Cady Cars Museum, which features over 100 classic cars of all marques. So if you want to come over just for the day, get an early train or ferry and you can join us. It's definitely worth a visit, and we would be more than happy to have you join us on the trip. So please do drop me an email for more details or keep an eye on the channel. Don't forget, Quattrophenia will also be returning in its usual early September slot. So again, keep your eye on the channel for that. Now the scene has definitely gone through some changes this year as prices have fluctuated up and down throughout, and ownership of these cars has changed a fair bit, but they still seem to be as popular as ever with the enthusiast. So that is my 2023 video in review, and I hope you found it interesting. Please do check out some of those other episodes you may have missed on the channel throughout the year that are linked in this video description. 2024 is looking to be just as exciting as this year and action packed, and I personally can't wait to get to Europe again and meet some international TT drivers. I will of course be bringing my usual selection of help videos to the channel, as I again experience many of my own issues with the car, as I know from the feedback from you guys that it really does help you out. For 2024 I will be expanding Andy Charger out to Andy Charger Electric, as I will be featuring Tesla electric cars also. So that will be appearing on a sister channel, so please do subscribe to that channel also. If you like what you've seen today, then please do give this video a thumbs up, and also think about subscribing to my channel if you've not already done so, where you'll find a whole host of content on the Audi TT Mark 1. As always, thanks for watching and see you soon. Happy New Year to everyone and take care.